Today I'm going to talk about clouds and flares. Sorry, let me read my notes again. No, I'm going to talk about Cloudflare. Sorry about that. It's going to be a remote access to Home Assistant video, and it's a good one today. And there's no clouds or flares involved. Clouds or flares. So let's roll the credits and get on with it. Okay, what's a domain name? A domain name is just your short thing for an IP address. I've done videos explaining what an IP address is. There's a link up there. So instead of having to type in 192.168 and kind of all those numbers, 192 is a local address, but the internet has got loads and loads of addresses. What we do is we use domain names. So we can type in www.google.com to go to Google instead of, I'll have to put it here because I don't know off the top of my head, their DNS servers are 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.8.4.4, but it's easier to remember google.com, isn't it? So we want a domain name. So I would recommend going to Cloudflare. So domains.cloudflare, link in the description. So I'm looking for a domain and I'm going to look for wrong words on purpose, and I'm going to put .uk because I know .uk domain names are cheap. Okay, and that would cost me £5.22. Right, in the comments now, people are going ballistic at me. £5.22 a year? I don't want to pay that much. You can pay loads less than that. You can get free ones and all sorts of things. And you get ones that only cost you £1. You can, but when you buy cheap stuff, there's always a catch. Don't believe me? Let's prove it to you. So, here's a list going to Namecheap. And Namecheap's a good one because it actually tells you everything you need to know. Some of them don't. So if we scroll down on our list of top level domains, look, we can get a .com for £9.07 or £9.24 transferred. But when we renew it after a year, it's going to cost me £13.66. Hang on a sec, so that's a little bit of a deal, but not much. So in the end, it's going to cost me about £10 a year anyway. Or we could go for a really cheap one. Let's get a .art domain, because that would be cool, wouldn't it? Wrong words on purpose.art, and I could do pictures and stuff. The only issue is renewal is 22 quid. And it gets silly. £80 for a .fm one. £42 for a .ph one, £50 for a .io one, and a .ai one costs you £74. Expensive. So that's Namecheap. If I go to UK cheapest, it's kind of the same deal. So, oh look, £1 for a year. So if I just go to the shopping cart, .uk, which I'm paying $5.20, it's going to cost me $4.95, so I save a little bit, but renewal is nearly a tenner. So that's why I like Cloudflare, because they tell the truth. There are some others that I've seen that do some other sneaky things for you. They'll give you a free .online domain, which is free for the first year, and the second year costs you 20 quid. So if you forget to cancel it, you're in trouble. So I'm going to purchase www.op.uk. I'll go here. It wants me to log in. And I prepared these details earlier, so I use my email address. And my password. Verify that I'm human. Yes, I'll get emails from them. Click sign up. Yes, I want to save. No, I don't want to update. Yes, I want to save. So it sent an email to my email account, which luckily enough I've got open. So Cloudflare, please can I verify my email address? I just need to click here. Okay, so 1 year is $5.22. It's not sus that I'm from England yet, but that's alright. So I'm going to fill all these details in. I would prefer that I don't share them with you, because I get enough crap from people knocking at my door as it is. So I'm going to quickly fill those in and come back to you. So I've got all my details here. Before I go and pay, I was going to point something out here. Cloudflare will redact all personal information sent to this domain to his record. It's something other domain registrars charge you for. It means if you went to look up www.op.uk on other domain providers, you'd still be able to see my details. Cloudflare offer this service free of charge, so they redact your information. Other domains will charge you a tenner a year just to do this. It doesn't cost anything. Cloudflare do it for nothing. Okay, I'm just going to pause you a sec to pay the bill, and I'll show you what happens when it comes back. So it comes back into here. So I bought the domain. I can start Cloudflare pages. Cloudflare can do loads and loads of stuff. It's used all over the place now. You see lots of sites that kind of go into Cloudflare before you access them. So that's using a Cloudflare tunnel to kind of get access to things. So we've got the domain. We can now set it up in Home Assistant. Okay, step 2 is let's set up Home Assistant to talk to the Cloudflare server. So it's going to be add-ons, settings, add-ons, add-on store. Now Cloudflare's not there, we need to add a repository, so we need to go up here and click repositories. Now I've put the repository in the description below, so I'm going to copy it and paste it into here and click add. Okay, and you can see the Cloudflare thing is there. I press close. I was hoping it would be there. I think I might need to refresh the browser and then go back to the add-on store. Oh, there we go, Cloudflare is now there. So I click on that, I click on install. So in configuration, we need to give it a fully qualified name. So I'm going to use ha.www.op.uk. So that's my domain, and I'm just putting ha at the beginning. I'm going to just show some unused configuration because I want to call this wrong words. Now they both need to be in lowercase. We then go down here and click save, and we click restart, and hopefully when it restarts we'll go into the log, and as you can see it says please open the following URL. So I need to paste all that, copy all that and paste it into a new window. Now I've hidden some of this URL so you can't come and visit me. Okay, so it asks what Cloudflare tunnel I want to activate. So I want to do that one, and I want to authorize it. I do want to authorize it. Okay, we're now authorized. So if I go back to, I don't need that anymore. So if I go back here, you can see the tunnel has started. So if I open a new window and I go to ha.wrongwordsonpurpose.uk and press enter, I've got a 400 error bad request. Now I know why that is. It's the other thing that I've forgotten to do. So if we go back to Home Assistant, I've got Studio Code Server installed, which I've done in another video. So what we'll do is we'll quickly add a different file editor so you get a choice. So in Settings and Add-ons, go to the add-on store and go File Editor, say Install. Okay. So after the restart in add-ons, the file editor is now quite happily running. So what we need to do is we need to tell Home Assistant that it can have trusted proxies. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know that I've got Tailscale installed. Now, Tailscale is a different way of doing this. And what Tailscale does is add this trusted proxy, which is the computer itself. What we need to do is we need to add in the IP address of Cloudflare's proxy servers. So I'll put the whole lot into the description, but because I've already got it here, I really only need to add in the IP address like this. But if you haven't got any of this, you need to make sure you've got all those lines in to make sure it's saved. So I'm going to save that by going up there. And then to be on the safe side, I'm going to go Developer Tools and restart again. So we're all here. The username I use, bloody Edge, shows you everything, which I suppose is helpful. And my password I've saved. Keep me logged in. Right, so it wants to know my two-factor authentication, which I've set up. So if I just go to my phone and find the new authentication code, click login. Not now. I'm going to save that so at least it remembers it. Okay, we're all logged in, and if you look, I'm using my new domain name. Okay, so we're in and going. You've got access to your system. I'll quickly switch to my phone and show you how to configure that to work across using the app. So I'll just pause the video, I get my phone set up. Okay, this is a quick interruption from Martin from the future, because I noticed something while I'm editing the video and putting it all together that confused me, and then I figured it out. It asked me to sign in again, and I'm thinking, why has it done that? Perhaps I didn't ask to save it, but I have figured out why. If you go back and look, there was no padlock on the settings, so it hadn't got its certificates. It was busily downloaded them, and when I restarted, it put the certificates in, so I've now got secure HTTPS, but it hadn't got the password saved for HTTPS//HA. It had only got it for HTTP, so I had to log in again. So that's why. So on the screen now you can see what I did for the mobile app. So let's go into Home Assistant, which I thought I'd added. I have. Just here. Just here. Right, so we go and look at the settings of the companion app. There's my device. So I've got these two things here, and I've got the Tailscale URL there. So I'm just going to edit this. I am just going to edit this. Take the Tailscale app out and add in my HA dot wrong words on purpose.uk and say update. And then go back to the main menu and we're still quite happily working. Right, that's it for today. We're all connected up, it's all there, it's all working. I have been told I've gone a bit mad with flares. If in the comments you could write why I've gone mad with flares, that would be great, and how many times I've gone mad with flares, that would also be great. While you're doing that, if you could like and subscribe, that would be wonderful. It really does help, and I'll see you on the next one.